Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's been a minute since we've actually sat down and talked. That's my bad. Shit's been, shit has been going down over the past year. So I wanted to do a YouTube series that I'm referring to as Life After Destiny. So for those of you new to the channel, which is unlikely because I haven't been doing any videos, which means there's no growth happening on YouTube, which actually isn't a big deal because like Twitch has been my focus, but I want to start doing YouTube content again because that's where I started this whole like YouTuber, Twitch streamer dealery do. So yeah, so I've not been posting at all. I've been doing the occasional sponsored thing, which people hate. I get why you hate it, but it is muy necesito for obligations, obligatory YouTube updates. But we're gonna talk about what's been going on with the Twitch channel, this channel, and everything else in between since the launch of Destiny 2. Sort of my thoughts going into it, what I had planned to happen for that game. And any questions you guys have, I'm gonna go through the comment section. We're gonna read them. There's inevitably gonna be the comments of LOL, get over it. And it's like, this isn't a video about my love for Destiny, because truth be told, Destiny 1 in itself was far from perfect game. As far as looter shooters goes, I would even say that Borderlands 2 is still the best looter shooter on the market. And I think it will remain that way until Gearbox puts out Borderlands 3, if it can, live up to its potential. So here's hoping. So our time in the Destiny directory, Destiny 1 that is, I always got the question, how can you stream this game? Like, how do you keep streaming this game? 3 years in the D1, still streaming the game. The easiest answer that I think most people would jump to would be because of the money. I made good money playing Destiny. That's not a secret. 3 years is very good to me. It bought me a house. It got my kids set up for college. It allowed Sam and I, my wife, the financial freedom to have a third child. We ended up having a boy. So now we have 2 girls and a boy. Brad is good at this point. He is, what is he? He's going on 3 months in this video when I put out this video. It's first in this series. But it was good to me. But like, the financials of it certainly aren't the end all be all. Over the years, and I feel like people sort of ignored this as I was streaming D2 and in the quote unquote fallout of Destiny 2, like so dramatic. I think people failed to acknowledge that I spent the greater portions of 2016 and 17 establishing my Twitch channel as a variety channel. Several months spent in games that weren't Destiny. We always went back home, and the reason for which we'll talk about. But I spent a lot of time trying to diversify because I always saw a failed Destiny 2 as a possibility. Because in my eyes, Destiny 1 was far from a perfect looter shooter. It was fun, but it had definite faults, and that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not really here to shit on D1 or D2 for whatever reason, but against the wind. So yeah. People would always ask, why do you go back to Destiny? And this is sort of like the reason for this video, sort of the fallout of what happened with Bungie and D2, and I do think they can right the ship. Before we get into this, again, I keep getting on tangents here. I think they can right the ship. I think it's salvageable. for the PvE audience. I think the likelihood of them bringing back PvPers is so low because there's so many great PvP games out there. Some of which are free, like Fortnite, which I've been playing a lot of. I'm far from the best Fortnite player, but I really enjoy it. I think it's very fun to play. And it's a free fucking game, so it's like, like, what are you gonna do, Bungie? Like, I think PvP players have way too many options for a company to make so many missteps and lose their audience. Looking at Bungie on that one. But I think the PvE side is salvageable. There's not that many PvE looter shooters out there. You know, Borderlands, we don't know when Borderlands 3 is coming out at the time of this video. Anthem isn't coming out to 2019. There's a few very extreme changes they would need to make in order to regain that audience. But I do think it's possible. I'm an eternal optimist. Yeah, to a fault, an eternal optimist. But going back to the main point, you know, why did you stream D1 for so long if it wasn't financials? Because to be honest, I think sticking to D1 probably played against my own channel's growth on Twitch for the long term. I always saw a lot more growth, sub growth, monetary growth in other directories. You know, playing Zelda was probably my best month on Twitch ever. The Pokemon months were incredible. The time leading up to Zelda was incredible. Streaming games like Sonic 3 was like silly, but still went really well. Like to this date, Borderlands concurrents still blow Destiny out of the water. So why keep coming back to that game if, you know, I've already established that, you know, from a business perspective, it was an inferior game for me to play monetarily. And if I was already pretty firmly established as being able to do variety, which variety streaming on Twitch is very difficult to get into, and breaking out of a single game is even more difficult than starting out as a variety streamer. But that's neither here nor there. That's another conversation. So the reason that I always sticked around for the Destiny directory is kind of a result of our mission statement going in, myself and Professor Broman, is we wanted an ecosystem in there of streamers who would lift each other up. And obviously there would be folks who didn't fit into that mold, and that's unfortunate. But you can't create something for everybody, because if you create something for everybody, then, you know, nobody wins. And that's essentially what happened with Destiny 2's development, I think, is they try to create a game for too many people. But the same could go for a community. Oh, I ran ashore here. I love this game, by the way. This is my first time piloting a solo ship. Am I taking on water? Crap, I am. What's the button for this? Where's the wood at? Where's the wood? Where is it? So anyways, our mission statement was pretty much to go through and, these are bananas. Where's the wood? Wooden plank. Got it. Was to go into the directory and create a place for, you know, folks to stream and work together and be welcoming to new streamers, so on and so forth. A collective more than just a directory, you know, because we always figured it's harder to kill an idea than it is to kill a single stream, you know. And you know, relevancy on Twitch is something that you constantly have to try to keep up, you know, like staying relevant, keeping up your counts, you know, if you want to make it a career for yourself. Those are the things you have to continuously do. And I continue to stream Destiny because we succeeded in what we set out to do, which was to establish a directory, you know, not establish our channels in a directory. Myself and Ben, Professor Broman, and all the folks we ended up working with, were constantly picking out new streamers that we felt were nice folks, and aiding them and getting partnered. And then it's sort of like this circle of giving. You know, the directory stayed high up enough to be in like the top 10 on Twitch for like 3 years, which is silly for a game, especially a game flawed and a game that was so harshly critiqued as Destiny 1. And it was a harshly critiqued game. Like, people can try to say that like there was this glory days of Destiny 1, but I mean, like, from start to finish it had its issues, big issues. a lot of people didn't like the game. I liked playing it. I thought it was fun. But I liked the community more, and what we built on Twitch was something that was really special to me, especially on the streamer side of things. These are folks that started broadcasting in the directory, and found friends, found people that they considered to be like as close as family. And to some of you, this probably sounds ridiculous because it's a game on Twitch, and that's like, how can they find someone who feels like that to them? But that's the truth of the matter. So I think the biggest thing that bothers me about the fallout from Destiny 2, and we'll elaborate this and go on any questions you guys have in the future videos of this series, but I just kind of wanted to put like some thoughts out there. This is more of like a therapeutic thing for me, honestly. The biggest thing that's really struck me since Destiny 2 came out, launch was good. Launch period was fun, but then the jarring problems, the backsteps, the missteps, the backtracking, like the very clear notion that they didn't know what their community wanted, or perhaps took metrics and made the wrong decisions. Who knows? Everybody's human. They had like 18 months to work on the game, evidently. The CEO of Bungie, I'm not trying to apologize for him, but there's reasons for things going awry. New game director, 18 months to build the game, and yada yada. It's hard, man. After things started going poorly, very poorly, I started seeing friends who had been streaming the game for a long time, Destiny 1, really suffer as a result. Suffer is such a strong word. Putting your eggs in one basket, doing digital content, like whatever, videos, streaming, it's all very risky to begin with. But I still had a very emotional reaction to, what my friends were going through. Because I felt it, but not to the same degree. And I think that's because, the size of my channel, in conjunction with how much time I put into playing other games on Twitch. My channel was still able to come out not unscathed, but like okay, like I came out of the Great Sundering okay, like it was okay. But on the other side of that, like to be honest, like my sub count on Twitch is higher now than it was at the launch of D2, which is like that's astonishing to me, but I feel very lucky and blessed. But I know others weren't so lucky. But I found my ability to help these people, or to have any sort of impact on Twitch at all, to be severely lessened post D2. And I think this is something that has made me pretty sad. It's something that bugs me pretty often, because I feel like I want to help people. And I know that there's people that come to the channel every day, just looking for a good time, and I provide that, and I love that part of it. But there's a part of what I'd been doing on Twitch for the past 3 years that, unless the ship gets turned around, is going to be really hard for me to achieve again. And that's the biggest point of sadness for me. It's not like a security thing, as many people would. Some people would hope. I don't understand that notion to want to see someone fail at something, but I'm sorry, dudes. I'm not failing. I'm doing quite well, but it just makes me sad to not, be able to have an impact anymore, after 3 years of doing so. Maybe we'll be able to find another game in directory to build up, but it just feels to me like it would have been so easy to not fuck it up. And it's like, I don't want to be harsh to the guys at Bungie, because I know there's a lot of guys who work there, who love the series and love the work that they put into it. But I just feel like it would have been so easy not to fuck it up, like personally. But I'm not a game dev. What the shit do I know? But they did. Like I couldn't have guessed what was gonna happen. In a million years. I didn't see it as a possibility, and I don't think any Destiny creators did either. But I certainly hope that things get better. Oh, a message in a bottle. For my friends out there, who I worked closely with, no channels to be named, I've seen a lot of people grow in the post. I've seen my buddy Real Crafty really take off inside of Fortnite, and that makes me above and beyond happy because he was a Destiny guy, and he found his thing in Fortnite, and that's awesome. But there's a lot of people who are less fortunate who I can't help, and I hate that because, you know, I helped them get their start, and I know I shouldn't, but I feel a responsibility. A lot of you probably can give me a lot of shit for this. I don't care. But I want to see him do well, you know? That's all. I mean, like, that's kind of like how I'm feeling in the post. I think, like, PvE is salvageable. I think PvP is beyond gone. I don't think there's any coming back from what PvP is now. I'm sure it'll get better. I'm sure, like, the March update looks fun or whatever. But I don't think there's any way that players will come back in droves. I just don't see it happening. There's too many good PvP options out there. I certainly hope that if PvE is something that they fix and the loot game gets better, I hope that I hope that brings a lot of PvE players back to the directory, and, you know, we can sort of rebuild the ecosystem that was lost, and make things better for everybody. Because, you know, that at the end of the day, that's all I ever want to do on Twitch is, you know, have a good time and stream some fun video games, and, you know, help other creators do what they want to do, you know, empower others. So that's that, man. This video was kind of all over the place, but I'm just trying to get my thoughts out there. If you guys have any questions that aren't like, what do you think about the Destiny? Then, like, you can toss them in the comment section below. Any, like, meaningful questions, dude, I'll be willing to answer. Trolley questions, trolley comments, you can get out of here. I don't give a shit, dude. I got better stuff to do. Anyways, I'm gonna get on stream now. We're gonna stream some Zelda. It's that 1 year anniversary. Breath of the Wild, which I love. And, I'll see you guys back on YouTube. I'm gonna get out there and start making more videos. I don't know, man. Borderlands content is kind of where my heart is for YouTube. But we'll see. Maybe Sea of Thieves will be something really fun for YouTube, man. I love this fucking game, dude. It's stupid. It's a fun game. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one, and bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye.